anymore. All right, so theoretically, we're live on your end. I'm waiting for my stuff to load up.
Hello, chat. Has Paul come out as being gay? Not yet. We're still waiting.
Someone commented earlier that both Paul and Morgan deserve better men.
Oh, shit. Which is more cringy, incels or these two? Well, that's the question we're going to get to the bottom of.
I mean, it's definitely incels, though. I'm going to grab a water real quick. 2 seconds.
Okay. So it's just you and I, chat, all alone. What do we do with this time that we have? I hope your Sunday's pleasant. I'm sorry for the music. I didn't pick it out. Blame Mr. Atheist.
What happened?
Oh, nothing.
Okay,
nothing.
good.
We were just chatting.
Good. All right. Did the music stop? It sure did.
It sure did. You know what that means? Oh. No.
Okay, wait. Now can people hear me? But I can't hear Kyle. What's gone wrong? Are you messing with me now? Are you not making sound? Kyle, can you hit refresh? Just refresh your call. I think this whole thing's off. Very professional. Give us just a moment here while we try and fix this on the air live. I hear you now. Okay. There we go. Very professional. I don't know what went wrong that time. I just got up for some water, came back, hit the fade in. The whole thing just exploded. Yeah.
User error.
It could be. It definitely is my fault. Welcome back to the season finale of Yesterday's Underwear, the only show where the hosts are always wearing yesterday's underwear. However, sometimes they've exchanged. So you don't know who's wearing whose underwear from yesterday.
What a start. What a start.
Welcome back.
Season finale. The season finale.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm actually glad that I missed that season.
Yeah. You missed the first 12 seasons. This is the 12th season finale.
I'm actually okay with that.
I kind of want to do that. Are you okay with me? The idea I floated earlier, are you okay with me going ahead and announcing that for next week? Because I'm down to do it next week if you are.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, great. Kyle and I are going to come up with a bunch of topics that we agree on. And we're going to call the show something along the lines of "Come Fight the Hosts" or something. I'm sure our lovely audience will be able to come up with a more clever title. And basically, Kyle and I will pick things we actually agree on, and we are going to leave it to the live chat audience. People will get to volunteer as tribute and come on and argue with Kyle and I. So it will be Kyle and I versus up to 2 people at a time.
Boom.
I'm excited for that.
We're taking no prisoners either. We're going to be like 415 to 0.
Do you know? Yeah.
Like, I was hoping you'd get that.
I did get that. It's kind of an inside joke, which is like so mean to the viewers, but whatever.
I know. Yeah.
The fun thing that's going to happen, though, I think, Kyle, is you and I, even on the things we agree on, we sometimes have long conversations about the nuance differences between our positions, like the motivations or the specific details and stuff.
Sure.
So, anyway, the audience will get to come on and fight us.
It might wind up being Kyle versus Jimmy versus 2.
Yeah,
that is highly possible.
Very, very, very possible. And
you asked me go ahead.
After you.
No, please. Mine is completely different. It was gonna take it off to a different place. So you go ahead.
I was gonna say that the inside joke you were referring to earlier, it'll probably be he's probably gonna try and wiggle his way in. I just think so. I really think that's gonna be it.
Oh please, if there is a God, please.
Catherine says, "Call it Jimmy and Kyle's Thunderdome."
Oh, that's catchy.
Yeah,
very 80s. Very 80s. I like it.
So this is the season finale of Yesterday's Underwear. Next week will be the season premiere of Jimmy and Kyle's Thunderdome.
What is the? I don't even want to know the inspiration for that. You asked me an interesting question though, right before we start the show, and I think you should ask it to the broader audience because it's a very interesting question.
It's a question that I want to have probably a whole show dedicated to at some point. Honestly, it might be more the kind of thing that Non Sequitur covers, but I don't know. I like it. I've asked it out on Twitter. So people with your individual opinions, go over to Twitter at Dear Mr. Atheist and vote on it. It's pinned right at the top of my profile. But here's the question as it is on Twitter. Would you ever replace a body part / organ with a robotic alternative, even if there wasn't anything wrong with the parts that you are replacing? So it doesn't mean you don't have to be replacing a missing limb. For me, like as soon as robot colons are a thing, I am getting rid of my Professor Farnsworth calls his a hit or miss colon. I am done with my hit or miss colon. Yeah, I'd love to replace that. I'm very curious.
I'm going for robo penis.
Yeah, well, I mean. That's where everybody's mind goes first. I mean, let's be.
Of course, I have to speak for the general masses here.
Yeah,
that's what you were thinking, everyone. Don't even lie.
Absolutely.
But yeah, organs. I would definitely go with. Yeah. Because your organs can fail. Nobody sees that anyway. I think the hardest part would be for people to get over the aesthetic shock.
Right.
With like a robo arm or nose or whatever.
But how long until that's even not a problem? Like, I mean, they're already capable of making some pretty lifelike prosthetics. The hard parts being like they'll make like a lifelike prosthetic arm. However, it's obvious where the joints move and the way the skin there flexes or where the fingers might move or something. I don't even think that's going to take long, to tell you the truth. Like, to be able to hide it all. This was something that I was surprised you and I agreed on. I had said the phrase to you, I hold zero attachment to my physical body. The only thing in my body I desire to retain is my brain and my consciousness. That's it. And I'd still improve my brain. I'm just saying I'm not pleased by the thought of my existence ceasing to be.
I'm interested to know why you thought I would disagree here.
Well, one, because we're never on the same goddamn page on anything. There's that.
That's true.
Yeah. And of the 400 people who have voted so far, actually, let me see if anybody else has gone over to vote since we brought it up. No, apparently. Okay, fine. Don't go vote. I don't want your vote anyway. But of the 400 people who have voted so far, 33% of people say they would not get a robotic alternative.
Wow.
And 31% said not sure. Only 36% said, yes, I would do it. And I got to tell you, like, unless it was like I wouldn't get a robot colon if it was still going to like have the same problems my colon has, for example. But I definitely would get organ replacements, even if it was like, say it was a heart. If we had reliable, efficient hearts that because right now getting a robot heart still pretty well condemns you to an early grave. If that wasn't the case, if it just performed as well, I mean, at that point, you don't have to worry as much about things like heart attack. Maybe you have to worry less about cholesterol. I don't know. It seems like even if it performed the same way, it's kind of like maybe I romanticize technology so much, but like right now, the safest car on the highway is a self-driving Tesla. There is no safer vehicle to be in than a self-driving Tesla. Are there accidents? Yes. Have people died? Yes. Is it at a much lower rate than human-only driven cars? Yes, much lower
Yes.
rate. And so maybe that's where I am with it. Okay, we have a few more votes coming in. So 37% of people say yes.
I wonder if it would be like iOS, where every 2 years they would give you an update like to the heart robot piece, and you could just trade it in for a new model. Like you theoretically you can't do that with a heart, right? So if your model starts to like die down and they invent a new like a better model like the iHeart Max X, you could go and get it put in, and would you die then? Would mortality be a thing if that's the case?
Right. Yeah. So first of all, I already am of the opinion that there are probably people alive today who will be alive in 1,000 years. I think that is the rate in which technology is going. It might be an infant, it might be a baby, but I actually saw a study a while back that said if you are under 50 today, you will likely, there's like this percent chance, which obviously those numbers are always arbitrary, but that there's a good chance you'll be alive in 1,000 years. I think that we're going to conquer death as far as death via aging. If somebody blows you up, you're blown up. I don't know how you conquer that. But I think humanity's medicine and technology will conquer death at some point. And it's probably in the coming century. The biggest reason why I think it's somebody who has to be alive today is that lifespans are already expanding, and they don't have to find immortality within 100 years for someone alive to get it today. They probably have to find it within 200 to 250 years. But within that century of this person being alive, they have to figure out how to extend the life a lot, not make them immortal, just make them live long enough to reach immortality, basically.
Would you want to? By the way, let me just say in the live chat, thank you for the super chats. We do read those at the end of the show if this is your first time with us. But let me ask you this: would you want to live forever?
Yes, not necessarily forever, but way longer than we get. Keeping a few things in mind. There are a lot of people that are like, oh, the hustle and bustle of just being alive is too much. And I get that. But I think if you've obtained immortality, at that point, society has also moved in a lot of ways where what we're referring to, like your typical daily life, is going to be completely different. And then things like depression and anxiety, while I wouldn't say let's remove a range of emotions, things that, like for me, I have sometimes crippling anxiety. Those things, at that point, we have such a mastery of the human body, we need not experience anything we don't want to experience. And if I could get a cure, and I know this is a topic that people are iffy on about calling for cures of certain things, but if I could cure my anxiety, I absolutely would, period. And I'm not for like forcing cures on people at all, but I am definitely for researching and finding a cure for things like chronic anxiety. And yeah, I would want to live hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of years, again, provided that, the life you'd be living would be totally different. I want to go fuck off for a few hundred years in like a simulator, like an ultra VR experience where I get to go create my own universe. And I'm going to show this Christian God that doesn't exist, or, pick whatever other God, the real way you run a universe when you have the power to make sure no one suffers.
I would spend at least 100 years in a cinnamon toast crunch factory. Just,
yeah, there you go.
So that's it. I would literally have a bathtub filled with it and just dive in.
Think about
but at what age though? Like at what age though? Like how, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get to the point where like you're in your 70s, would you want to live out or 80s or 90s? Would you want to live out 1,000 years as a 90-year-old?
Not in that body, but again, we're talking about technology being to a point that I, first of all, and maybe people think I'm just bonkers for thinking so, but I personally, I don't think humans will stay in their own bodies for much longer either, another century or two. I think it really will be a matter of moving potentially all or part of your brain, the part that once we really have a better understanding of consciousness, if it exists and it's not just an illusion, I think people will move anyway. So I would probably say I would want to exist in a state of, my guess is probably like my, I would want to appear as though I was in my mid 30s or so. I'd say that's where I'd want to be stuck. But yeah, I mean, at that, you'd have such a command of the human body and the human brain at that point. Again, you'd never have to experience. Imagine like your love of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Imagine being able to remove sort of the reset the neurons in your brain, because right now you can become desensitized and become bored of something. I know you don't think you can with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but imagine liking Cinnamon Toast Crunch every time as much as you did the first time.
I don't have to imagine that.
You still do that. Okay, well, I don't know. I just think it would be to be able to run things that way, do things that way, to be able to have the upgrade your brain to be able to learn things quicker and more efficiently and effectively. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are wondering why we're talking about this when we're going to do Paul and Morgan, but I'm liking this conversation.
It would be cool though. It would be cool though at some point if we got to this technology to where we could switch like SIM cards. You know what I mean? Like I could be Kyle in Jimmy's body one day, and Jimmy could be Kyle in my body one day, and just switch experiences. Like would that be a thing? Like a SIM card, just pop it out and
I get what you're saying, because right now the best we have is that we are wearing each other's yesterday's underwear.
Yes. Well, wait, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was part of the thing.
Yeah, that's why it's called yesterday's underwear. It is. We only have one more episode of this until next season, until season 13.
Oh, God. Canceled. You see these bars behind me? That's what this is for.
It's over. Oh man, that just reminded me that Gotham is done after this season. I really like that show.
Never seen it.
It's good. I like
Handmaid's Tale?
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
I know a lot of people keep telling me that I need to watch it because
you have to. You have to.
I think they think I'm going to see a million parallels between it and Girl Defined. And so that's because Girl Defined very much advocates for a life that they don't want other women to live. So it's, that's...
Yeah, I can see that actually.
People bring it up a lot.
Speaking of Christian cringe, awesome segue.
Yeah.
I don't think I know I'm not ready. This is way too much for me.
Oh,
these things are way too much for me.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was who said it, but I do want to give a shout out to whoever it was who left a comment that was along the lines of, Paul and Morgan seem like good people, but they both deserve a better man in their life. That was very funny. That was comment of the week for me.
You win today. You win the day.
I liked that one a lot.
Beta.
So this is I haven't watched it at all. I know you have, right?
I watched the first 30 seconds and I had to shut it off. I was like, I can't do this twice. This is going to be the first time that we see this all the way through, but I can't do it twice. So,
gotcha. All right. I feel like I have to get ready for it. Do you know what I mean? Let me make sure I got audio on this.
I'm telling you, it's the first 30 seconds is...
It's like... Okay, here's the thing. Before we get started, and I know that I'm speaking to stereotypes when I say this, and I'm sorry because that's wrong to do, but I have been defending Paul and saying that Paul says he's straight, and I think that we should give him the benefit of the doubt that he is straight. And then he comes on with that sweater and shirt combo.
Yeah. Just wait. What I want you to notice, what I noticed in the first 30 seconds of this is the glances. Just look, us gay people have a thing called gaydar, right? It's a thing. Yeah. Like you can pick it up. I have never been wrong, and it pings like a motherfucker here. It's pinging past the mark. 100%.
I don't know. I think Paul is legitimately attracted to Morgan. Like I think they have a fulfilling sex life. I just think he might also be attracted to me, but maybe that's just wishful thinking. All right.
Oh, No, please don't, Jimmy. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm gonna deconvert him. That was inappropriate.
This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be brutal.
Number 2 for me. Oh, hey, I'm Paul.
I'm Jacob.
And this is the Paul and Morgan Jacob Show. Boom. Today's
Okay, so Morgan is not in this one, it looks like. At all? It just okay, we'll find out.
No.
Maybe she drops in for a cameo at some point. Does not look like it, though.
Thanks.
Okay. The beatboxing wasn't bad. We're not off to
No,
a terrible start.
Nice remix. This, by the way, this is what Christian guys are most attracted to in relationship.
Yeah, 6 things. Guys. Is it Christian guys? Because this just says 6 thing guys. And you and I are both guys.
He's not speaking for me. With that, I can tell right now with the booking today, he's not speaking for me.
All right, let's find out.
Today's topic: 6 things. Nope. 6 things guys are most attracted to. And we're getting personal up in here, but we're going to be real with you guys.
Right. We kind of got to be honest.
Why did I choose Jacob for this video? Because I consider Jacob one of my more romantic friends. Is that okay to say?
What does that mean? I've never said that about a friend ever. This is Tom. He's one of my most romantic friends.
I'm pretty romantic. I wouldn't mind if someone was like, "This is Jimmy. Jimmy's a romantic." But like, am I a romantic? Since I don't believe in like, I'm not really trying to get married or anything. But I love romance. I love love. Terry loves love.
I love romance too, but I would and I think that you I can see you as a totally romantic person. I would just never refer to you as this is Jimmy. He's my romantic friend. This is my most romantic friend.
I once planned.
What does that mean?
I once planned in high school to set up like a whole band on a girl's roof to ask her out, like drums, me on guitar, bass. Singing, but literally like the day before it was all going to go down, she started dating someone else. And so,
you can tell that's the 80s. You're an 80s baby there. That's a totally 80s move.
I was born in 1990, my friend.
Oh, you're going old school then.
I was conceived in 89, though.
Oh, see, there we go. Still counts. Good year, 89. I was 3.
What's weird is I was gonna sing this song from it was called The Starting Line was the name of the band that had like one song that, but it's a song more about being apart, not being together. Like the lyrics are, "Tell me what you thought about when you were gone and so alone." Very emo. "The worst is over. You can have the best of me." You remember that? I loved that song.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah,
it's like remember that the Bowling for Soup song? I thought that was the most depressing song ever.
1989? Not 89. 1985.
I think it was because it's about his father. Because I lost it all. Nothing lasts forever. Sorry, I can't be perfect. That's the name of it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Sorry, I can't be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something like that. Ba-da-da. I fucked that note really bad. Da-da-da-da-da.
So emo. So emo.
Also, Simple Plan. Did you listen to some Simple Plan? I was a proud emo, but looking like an accountant.
Oh wait, I'm being corrected. It's not Bowling for Soup. Who was that then? Who sang Perfect? What does Bowling for Soup sing? Now that's gonna annoy me.
Sorry, I think Bowling for Soup sang the. There was U2, Madonna, raving for Nirvana. I don't know all the words. Music still on MTV. Her 2 kids in high school.
1985.
Yeah, they tell her that she's uncool because she's still preoccupied with 19.
Yeah,
Copyright strikes tonight. Yeah. Did you listen to Simple Plan at all?
No, I wasn't too big into the like. I didn't get Sum 41, Blink 180, 182. I couldn't get into that.
My heart. I was a
Spice Girls, Britney Spears, NSYNC, all the stereotypical
the hard thing
gay
about
songs.
The hard thing about liking emo music back in the day is that now the best bands that were around then. So like a lot of times there are people where you're like, yeah, I'm a hardcore fan of this band. I really love them. And then by the time everybody else starts to love them, the band has started to suck. Things like My Chemical Romance and such. Like they went downhill. Weezer was kind of that way. By the time everyone else started liking Weezer, their albums just started becoming garbage. But with emo, I mean, I did say My Chemical Romance kind of did that. But with emo, the hardest part is like the two kings of emo are Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, who are better than ever. So it's like now everybody loves both of them. And you're like, I was an original hardcore fan. But you can't be like, and I liked the best stuff. Because it's like, actually, they were good. They were good back then. But now they are like masters.
I don't consider them emo though, but I do love them. Simple Plan actually sang the song "Perfect" that we were just talking about.
That's what I thought when you said. Yeah. And you said Bowling for Soup, and I was a little confused by it. But Simple Plan, they also had the. I woke up, it was 7. I waited till it was the I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. You remember that one?
Do you want to? I do, but do you want to know the song that I was obsessed with actually in late middle school, early high school? This is going to throw you off because this is completely outside of my taste in music. But the Isley Brothers' "Contagious." For some reason, I loved that fucking song.
I love that.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, sorry. Contagious?
Yes.
I don't remember that
From
song
the Isley Brothers?
Yeah, I don't remember the song at all.
Oh my God.
I have so many people just mad at me in the live chat right now. People saying, don't you dare shit talk Weezer and don't you shit talk My Chemical Romance. Listen, I loved both of those bands. And Weezer just did a covers CD. Fire. Love it. But if you really think that they are either of them in their best days now or that they didn't decline, I'm sorry. This is a show for skeptics and you are living in a fantasy world.
Let me just read the last 3 comments that came in the live chat. Are we ever going to get to the bloody bloody video? Those are the worst taste in music I've ever heard. All that is crap.
Yeah. Listen, I understand that I at present have the same musical taste as a 17-year-old lesbian, and I am proud of that fact. Now,
that's funny.
Moving back into Paul and Morgan. Oh, now, also Halsey. Love Halsey.
I don't know. And I'm also in town.
He's in town. He's happily married. Yes. So, what are these books for again?
I really don't know.
Does this hat say Yahweh? Does this hat say Yahweh?
I can't tell.
As if you're new here, we are making Christian advice videos on...
Oh, no. So, okay, I'm sorry. I know everybody wants to see this video. Here, let me move it forward and get past their subscribing thing, so at least we haven't totally lost. Someone just brought up Reliant K. Did you Reliant K? Did you Reliant K back in the day?
I did not Reliant K back in the day.
They were a Christian band, but was also like really popular. So they had songs that were like "Who I Am Hates Who I've Been," very emo sounding. But then they'd also have songs that were like "Never underestimate my Jesus when the whole world crumbles." So they'd be like on regular radio and Christian radio. It was pretty funny. All right. Anyway,
I didn't get it.
The number one thing that I find most attractive in a girl, a pretty cute laugh. And I'm going to expound and say a good sense of humor. You need to be able to laugh.
Wait a minute. What was that? What was that?
I think it was an impression of Morgan's laugh, to tell you the truth. Sorry, was that too mean?
Oh, man. Ugh.
Red jumps
like somebody strangling a llama.
I'm glad that we're starting I thought this was going to be like a religious video, and it was going to be things like, here are qualities you can work toward, and that I would disagree with those qualities, but it would be things that people can actually put effort into. I'm glad we're starting right off the bat with something that is totally out of a person's control. Does anyone control what their laugh sounds like?
No.
You all have watched my show. You know I can't control it because I don't even know what to describe. When I listen back to my stuff and I laugh at somebody else talking, did you hear that car go by?
I did.
When I listen and I hear myself laughing at somebody else's stuff, I'm always just like, this is the worst thing about me because it's seriously just I sound like Beavis and Butthead.
That sounds
anyway.
like yeah. I think you have a nice laugh. I love people's laugh. I don't like what he just did. What he just did, like I said, sound like somebody strangling a llama. But if he's making fun of Morgan, he's gonna get it.
I want to hear him flesh this out too. I want to hear him flesh this out too because I suspect something. He's not going to directly say it, but I suspect something about what he's saying and what he really means, and I want to point that out here in a moment.
Sure.
Laugh at yourself. Laugh at me.
I joke a lot, and so I feel like if she's super dry and she's just not getting the jokes, it's not going to work well.
But even a more serious guy, more serious girl, you still got to be able to laugh.
And I enjoy making people laugh.
So if your laugh is like...
It's like a dolphin that they're murdering.
Yeah, I was just going to say a dolphin, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
crazy.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to be yourself, but if it's like...
Can I just point out real quick, too?
Go ahead.
Those eyebrows are perfectly scaped, okay? I just want to point that out.
I know. He is. Okay. I think he also evaluates because I've noticed this a lot. I think he evaluates the evenness of his stubble and the sort of shadow of his beard on his face and stuff. This guy
Guilty.
is well kempt.
Guilty.
Some days, obviously not today. My beard's bushing out.
Maybe see if you can tone it down a little bit.
Tone it down just a little bit.
You right?
Number 2.
That was like really misogynistic. But also, I'd like to point out what they talked about is like, I make jokes. I want you to laugh. I want a person with a good sense of humor. Like you need to be able to laugh at me and my jokes, and you need to be able to laugh at yourself. If you're paying attention there, they don't actually mean good sense of humor. They mean laugh at their jokes. And I will tell you, as far as myself, I am always super jealous of, but fall in love quickly with any person who is funnier than I am. They don't want, I don't think they actually want a good sense of humor. I don't think they care whether or not the other individual is funny. They care about whether or not the other individual thinks they are funny.
I would definitely fall in love with somebody that had a better sense of humor than I have. That's just not possible. So I guess I'm destined to be alone.
Yeah.
Cue sad music.
Must be, Kyle. Hey, by the way, how's the weather up there on your pedestal?
Rainy. Dark and rainy because I'm listening to a dolphin and
Sorry.
Thank you. I'm glad you thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was a laugh track
good
for
timing. It was good timing.
Number 2 for me.
Cut this shit out. Cut this shit out of the video.
I get it when something's happened, but nothing's actually happened. If you want to include this in bloopers at the end, fine. Right. Oh, is that what they're laughing at? Fucking hell. I'm so glad I'm not Christian anymore because that would have made me laugh.
The one with long hair.
Long, big hair.
Long, big hair. Yeah. Correct. Whether it's brown, blonde, I don't care.
Oh, correct.
This is all superficial bullshit.
Really?
None of 6 things guys are most attracted to. This is the most subjective, superficial bullshit list. Like, I would disagree with it, but like I was totally expecting like, we're most attracted to girls whose number one man in their life is God. Was ready to argue with that, but this is all like superficial.
Jimmy, that's video number 2.
Okay. Well,
the second video is like that.
I don't know if we're going to have time because we talked a lot about the bands from our teenage years and
well, maybe
yeah.
I think we could probably get better, like we could probably make better, like there's more substance on the second one because they do kind of deflect to the religious aspect. But that's up to you, and if you want to continue on this. But
let's move forward and see if any of it's not superficial. By the way, though, totally disagree on the long, big hair. This being 6th thing guys are most attracted to. When it comes to first, I am most attracted to androgyny, so that is rarely long, big hair. In the as far as my attraction between, I don't know, as far as my hair preferences go, I do kind of like longer hair on guys, and then like a girl who can pull off the shaved side of the head with something crazy going on. Love that. And then, but otherwise, as far as like non-binary gendered people, I love the androgynous look, which more often comes with short or medium length hair. So this is not representative of anything but what these two like.
And I don't have a preference for hair at all. I think if people can pull off whatever hairstyle they have, I don't go seeking out a different. That just wouldn't be on my radar. Like I'm with you. That's a very weird example.
And when I'm evaluating my hair choice, like I'm talking about like if I was building a sim that was meant to represent like, hey, build a sim that you're going to go bang in a simulator or something. I know what I would lean toward, but it's definitely not like I walk around and it's like, oh, that person is allowed to date me because their hairstyle matches up.
So we've got a good laugh and big bushy hair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Curly, straight. Woman walks by, she has long.
Hello. Number 3.
What are you laughing at?
This is going to make me sound like a really sweet man, but it's the truth. A girl that is kind. Kind to kids. Kindness is attractive. Wouldn't you?
Okay.
Kindness is attractive enough. However, I am once again going to go with interpreting the way that, based on the other things I know about Paul and Morgan, I think they mean kindness in the submissive sort of level, where it's kind of like, hey, you're a lady. You're always supposed to conduct yourself in this kind, nice way. And to tell you the truth, I gotta tell you, when it's going, so they're only talking about girls here, and since I'm attracted to both, I will go with, or all, I should say, rather than both. Since I'm attracted to all, I will isolate to girls, since that's what they're talking about. I love a girl who can stand up for herself, like literally takes no shit, takes no prisoners. Yeah, I'm a fan.
I agree.
I think independence is sexy. Jimmy's such a, what do they call it? Not a white knight. Gatekeeper. No, that's one of the ones they say too, but it's like, there's some phrase that people will use to degrade.
I can't keep up with all the phrases and stuff that's out there now. Oh yeah.
Virtue signaler. Yeah, I'm virtue signaling.
People that
Huh?
No, go ahead. Nothing. Go ahead.
Did you see the tweet I made earlier? Somebody came into one of my comments and said some transphobic ass shit, and I was like, "Well, that's some transphobic ass shit." And they were like, "Typical social justice warrior calling people names." How do you not get the? But like, you see the irony there, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I've never self-identified as an SJW, so you're literally calling me a name and saying that that's typical of me because of that name that I call.
They don't.
Anyway.
Listen, only smart people get irony. Okay, you can't be expecting someone that makes comments like that to get irony. It's just not going to happen. But beta.
The lady who's about to marry Dennis Quaid in The Second Parent Trap.
Not following.
You have to be genuinely from your ass to go. Right. Next one for Jacob.
Maybe it's strange or creepy, but I really like.
Oh no!
Let's let the live chat figure out what he's gonna say next. Because he goes, maybe it's weird or creepy, but I really like blank.
You bet that this is going to be creepy and strange. What do you think, live chat? What do you think he's going to say next?
It's going to be a pinky toe that's really curled in. I mean, this has been all superficial bullshit. So, live chat, yeah. What do you?
Boobs is the first one to come in. Boobs.
I'd be proud of them if that's what they said.
Well-groomed pubic hair treats me like mama does.
Treats me like mama does.
a virgin, a robot sphincter, Steve.
we got, we got,
Oh,
we got,
man.
we got feet, boobs, a tight asshole. My goodness, today's show is already so off the rails. I'm not gonna say some of these. Eating toenails.
Peg?
Ears.
Definitely boobs. I can tell you that you're all wrong because you have to remember this is a Christian channel that's putting this out. Okay, so you have to kind of stick within the realms of what they're going to actually say.
I mean, some of these things weren't that creepy. While I'm not into feet, I know a lot of people are. That's what they're into. But the eating toenails one, that one got me.
Oh yeah, that's ugh.
Yeah. I think a lot of people on this end were just going with how absurd it would be to come out of these two Peter Priesthoods friggin' mouths. Something just like I like a kind, godly woman with some big old titties.
Please say DP just so we can see Paul's face and how he reacts to it.
A woman with a good smell. You're in the mall.
That's not creepy.
That let me down.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
Yeah, I'm upset with that. People. Let's just move on to the next one.
Girl, Faith gets home good.
How dare they not recognize that we were going to make fun of this and make that worth our time and our wait?
But why is that creepy? Like who would say like everybody wants somebody that's smells pleasant. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to go. That's not going to be on your list of things to go for. Somebody that smells bad.
Maybe it's like the imagery of going up to a person and giving a deep inhale or something. But like, I don't know.
Weird?
I like the smell of my significant others. I can tell you that at times there have been like one of the worst parts of breakups is when you go and you go and wash the pillowcase of the person who had been staying over for a while, and as you're like handling it, their scent hits you and stuff. Sometimes that can be not so fun, but yeah. I mean, scents are important. Smells.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. There, that actually made me kind of sad.
I was thinking of a specific instance of that happening too. I was like, and the same day I found like their old earrings. I was just kind of cleaning up and clearing out everything from our relationship, and I found like their earrings and was like, okay, here's the pillow that it was like in a drawer that we usually took out for them, and I just pulled it apart, and it caused like this whiff of their scent, and I was just like, oh, I'm just depressed for 6 days.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
It was a really tough time. It was a couple years ago now, though, so we're good.
Oh, okay, get over it.
No, I'm reminded of it. Oh God.
I don't want to be around it all the time. The next thing that
This is what my cry sounds like, or whatever he did earlier.
Please don't cry then. Oh yeah, the pterodactyl call. Look at. I want you to look at Paul's sass here. By the way, he lean back and. Just look at his sass.
He looks like he's about to go, hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh, hell no.
Baby. Oh, hell. He does look like he's in the middle of a hell no.
What you got, Paul?
I am most attracted to rawness / realness. When I first went out with Morgan, thing that like...
Rawness. What you mean by that, Paul?
This also contradicts part of a video I had covered of theirs not too long ago where I think it was this week's video where they were talking about like how you need to like not share everything, not say everything you're thinking, be restricted in what you say to each other because it might escalate too much. Okay, well, look at the face I stopped him on this time.
I can't. I give up.
It looks like he's whistling.
Look at his friend. Look at him longly, like, oh God, oh, you're so good at that.
For anybody who called, for anyone who tuned in looking for depth today, you came to the wrong show. Look at this. He looks like he's about to use. He's trying to use an invisible silly straw.
Look, we deal with difficult topics all throughout the week. This is our time to decompress.
Yep.
And have fun. I mean, if you can't laugh at this, you can't laugh at anything. Seriously, they set it up. They set it up just so brilliantly.
Okay, and I do want to talk a little bit about body language. And again, I'm not going to say that he is anything other than the sexual orientation he has identified himself as. However, I do notice that when he is on stream with his wife, there is a good amount of distance, and there's certain body language of like she'll talk and he'll kind of hang back a little bit and look over, whereas he's pretty well always leaned into his bro here. Not saying that means anything, just pointing it out is interesting.
I'll take it a step further.
Really, no joke.
No.
Joke captivated me with her is she was so real, so open, and I was like, this girl's legit. I want to know her better.
It's honest with you. I know if I'm deeper than mine, but that's okay.
I was just thinking Jacob's.
That's who we are.
Jacob's is a little more appearance related.
I actually have to look at my notes for this last one.
Take your time. Take your time.
Up. What did I tell you? Look at that. Look at that shit.
They're not even trying to hide it.
No.
Also,
this is in your face.
Outfit change didn't get better.
No.
That outfit is fire.
Look at the look. Look at that look. I'm gay and I don't make those kind of looks. Like that's
I'm not saying I'm not saying Paul's gay, but I do want someone who looks at me the way this guy Josh is looking at Paul right now.
No kidding. That's some bromance right there.
Paul looks like he's about to go, "Oh my love." I just changed keys there again. Once again, very sorry about the my darling. Right?
Oh, so cute. I think
Very
this is
adorable.
cute. I'm a fan of this.
Beautiful.
I'm a
Paul's
fan of this.
the thing I hope for Paul is that he realizes his religion's a scam, that he has been subjected to religious indoctrination and what are essentially cult tactics, though he's more of part of a mainstream religion, but mainstream religions still use cult tactics, because he's the second part of his life where he gets to be his actual self is going to be brilliant and lovely. I think he's going to really enjoy meeting himself and then our wedding.
I agree.
Okay, another physical one.
What
I can get by with this one without like
Okay. All right, Jacob's number 6.
I love someone with just great positivity.
I should have stopped it again because...
All right, Jacob's number 6.
I love someone with just great...
I should have paused it there and said, all right, chat, what's he going to say? With just great positivity?
Underwhelming.
It also sounds like they're just repeating the kindness point, don't you think?
Yeah. I think they're just making this is just making a video to make a video. You know, they're not saying anything substantive.
What was the other one called?
Like, there's kindness. The other one was 6 things Christian men want women to know.
Okay, I'm gonna find that one. We'll do that one next.
Yeah.
I will say as far as vanity goes, as far as personality traits go, great communicators and independence are the things I like the most in a person, not restricted to just women. And as far as physical things go, I do tend to fall for smiles pretty hard.
I'm an eyes person. Like, I think eyes are, 100%.
Yeah.
While Jimmy pulls that up, I'll go ahead and or do you have it up?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll go ahead and knock out some of these super chats so that way we don't take the entire end and read those out.
That's just being efficient.
You get a lot. I know.
It depends on the day.
It would be efficient if I had them pulled up already. That would be efficient.
Yeah, I think we got to search too when we actually start reading them toward the end. But right now, I wouldn't say I'm having a huge night that would take too long to get through.
Wriggles World says straight as rainbows. That is all. I agree.
Yeah.
Lawrence Carrington says, Kyle, did you receive the package from Amazon? I want to make my investment to the list was successful. Yes. I'm glad that you tagged the super chat, because I was wondering. Some people put their name on it, some people don't. So if you are getting something from the list, make sure that you do get in touch with me and send me your name. Lawrence says, send me an email at live@nonsexshow.com and let me know that you sent that, so that I can add you to the thing. But thank you for saying that 100%. Okay.
And actually, if I can follow up with that list thing, a side announcement for anybody who hasn't heard already. I am moving. That we're doing a new set in a new location. For my audience, anybody who wants to help out, the new set location, the Amazon wish list is now literally all stuff for that new set. It's going to be a rather expensive move. That's why I'm also trying to find I'm touring places tomorrow. I'm trying to find a really cheap place to do it, because some of the stuff to make all this happen is going to definitely cost some money. So anybody who wants to help out, the Amazon wish list on my channel is now all studio stuff, and you will have my undying soul, because we're not going to die anymore. And so
you're supposed to give them something that motivates them, Jimmy.
I won't delete my channel, or I will, whichever one you want.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah. Are you sure it was a 6 things?
Yeah. I can.
If you can find me the link again.
By the way, let me just announce this too. After this at 9:30, I have Jeff Holiday and Katie Paulson joining me on the Smoking Nun, where we're going to be talking about. I think Russian vids might pop in to talk about anti-vaxxing.
Very cool.
So make sure. Let me pull that up.
And he's going to get debunked, because anti-vax is a ridiculous position. Vaccinate your children. If you don't, you're abusing them. Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Here it is.
I said it. It is child abuse to not vaccinate.
It is.
Boom.
100%.
Deal.
We did a story last week about a kid that spent about 50 days in the ICU for tetanus because he got cut on a farm. His parents sewed the wound up themselves and took him to the hospital. They found out it was tetanus. All they had to do was give the kid a tetanus shot to make it sure that he was okay. They refused, and he spent 50 days battling that in the ICU. That's ridiculous.
This country. It's
exactly.
It is. I know people don't like to. I know some people don't like to hear the word privilege, but I'm going to add. I mean, there's obviously lots of different types of privilege, and let's go with vaccinated privilege. It takes total privilege in the regards to having been vaccinated and live in a vaccinated world to even have the audacity to be like, maybe we shouldn't vaccinate, because you don't see polio in our world anymore. You don't see all of these horrendous, horrific things that happen to people and have now been destroyed by vaccines. You don't see that anymore, and so you can be like,
now you do.
They don't work. Right, now it's coming
back. They're coming back. It's crazy.
Yeah, I lost like 60 viewers after I came out pro-vaccine on this live show. I don't know what you were doing on this channel in the first place, to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, that's a good drop then.
Yeah, good little bye.
Adios, amigos. Bye.
Bye, non-vaccinating Felicia. All right.
Girl, bye.
It's the number 4 thing that Christian guys wish that girls knew. I'm going to go here, Mike. It's a little bit risky. You know what? Go with it.
Okay, they always do the setup.
Life. Michael, glad to have you back on the show, man. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Should we tell our audience, Paul, that we've already filmed one of these, but we didn't feel satisfied with it?
We weren't quite satisfied.
We're doing a take.
But you can find their original video on Pornhub. Does he have any? Yep. I mean, like another really beautiful friend. You know what's funny though? This doesn't actually take being gay. This is something I noticed amongst Mormons too. When you get to that level of like just religious positivity, for some reason you're super comfortable with being physically affectionate only with other, like in this case, Mormon men are fine being very physically affectionate with other Mormon men.
So if it's a Mormon bromance, that would be like a momance.
Yeah, it's a mobromance.
Mobromance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can get, okay. I'm done with that.
How about bromomance? Hey, listen. No bromo.
Bromomance, yeah. No
Hashtag
bromo.
no
I like
bromo.
hashtag no bromo.
Yeah.
Take two, because we want you all to get the best delivery.
All right, ladies. First off, I just want to let you know we appreciate you. Thanks for watching this video.
This is actually something I think will be pertinent for dudes as well. So dudes, tune in and check it out.
Let us.
Whoa. You're coming at me, bro.
I'm just pausing for the sake of copyright issues, but yeah, seriously, get to the friggin' point.
No, dudes, if you're there, let us know.
Come on.
Why don't you start us off? First thing,
So I think if a guy asks you out on a date, or if you're in a dating relationship with a guy,
right?
and he wants to go to a movie with you, for example, after going to kind of like, you know, Chipotle or something like that.
Something casual dinner.
A casual dinner and
Wait.
then a movie.
You
What?
do not take your date to Chipotle.
Why?
Not for a date. Not for like a first date.
Oh, we are different people. Chipotle
No.
is delicious.
Oh.
It is
yes.
nutritious. And you don't
Yes.
have to, I guess if you're planning to spend the next 10 hours with them, don't take them to Chipotle unless you've got, you know, paired up a pair of toilets from which to have your spicy diarrhea. But Chipotle, that's a good date. I'm not saying isolate it to only Chipotle, but if someone was like, hey, do you want to go out? And I was like, yeah, I do. And they were like, a little bit of mini golf. And I'd be, yeah, a little bit of Chipotle. And then I'd be like, stop now. I'll just suck your dick now. I'm fine. Let's go. I'm primed. I'm ready. I'm horny.
Well, I think that's a cute date. Yes.
Yeah.
Your mini golf and Chipotle.
Yeah.
It just was. It wouldn't be my. I wouldn't do that for a first date. Because you're trying to. You're trying to. That's when you try to impress. I don't know. I guess I'm.
I see a little bit of merit in your, like, we could reword this in a way to be like, for a first date, do you really want to walk up to a person and say something like, hey, would you like to go out with me and as a result of that, have a hot butthole? I get that. I get what you're saying.
That is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. I get
That is
that.
a good
But
way.
I got to tell you, I'd still go for it. Because, you know, depending on
That's
how
fair.
the night goes, I'm probably going to have a hot butthole one way or another. So,
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
Right? It doesn't mean he doesn't want to talk with you. Some girls would think, well, he's wanting to go to a movie with me because he doesn't want to converse, he doesn't want to find anything out about me, because 2 hours, 2.5 hours will be just us watching a movie.
It's not because.
Sorry, what was the first thing? I was reading the live chat. Don't go to a movie?
Yeah, you're saying that because they don't. This is such a dumb thing that of all the things that you could tell.
Yeah.
What guys want girls to know. They're saying don't think that me asking you to a movie is because I don't want to talk to you. In other words, that 2 hours is taking
Right.
away from like a conversation piece. But no one thinks that. I don't see where anybody would think that's the case.
I don't know if they were saying this outright, but if they were, I would agree with the statement that going to a movie is definitely a shit first date. To tell you the truth, I would rather do as little as possible so I can focus on talking to the person. But I also love to talk. I would want to set up a situation where we can comfortably have a 30-minute conversation if that's all we want to have and it just isn't clicking and we can't talk, or that can turn into literally all day of chatting. So generally my approach to a first date is something like starting with coffee and then having a plan for things that one can do together that still encourages conversation, things like mini golf, and moving through that to maybe dinner. But if during the coffee part, it's just kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you're just talking and you're like, wow, you are drywall. I can't talk to a person who can't. I need the communication, and not everybody does. I'm not. If that is you, you're a lovely person and you'll find love. Just not with me.
People are reminding me, just going back to the flaming butthole, about our pastor last week.
I forgot. the butthole. I think I mentioned Chipotle in that episode too.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Since
say
we're wearing each other's underpants.
Unless the two of you already know what's up and you're like best friends already, or not necessarily best friends, but there are definitely people I've gone on first dates to movies with where it's literally like, hey, we've known each other for a while. We've been flirty for quite a bit. Would you like to do something for 2 hours while we work up the nerve to fuck each other? Like, then go to a movie. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, sorry. Do you ever say something as just sort of like putting it out there as like this kind of thing happens, and then it hits you and you realize that that's been your play so many times, and it's just like an existential dread where you're like, oh my God, I really do use movies to like spend 2 hours in my head just being like, I don't know whether they like me. I'm trying to do something. I'm just putting it off and just in a terrible state.
I don't know. I guess I don't try to like complicate it like that. I think that's just like if the two of you, if there's a movie out that you want to see, and you both go to dinner and it's nice and clicking. You want to go see a movie? Go see a movie. Like I've never once thought, oh man, that they agreed that they want to see this movie. Does that mean that they don't want to talk to me either for 2 hours? It's a movie. Go watch it and then do whatever afterwards.
Let's pump through some more of these. A reminder to the people putting in super chats, we'll hit those at the end of the show here.
Because we don't want to talk, we're able to kind of let our guard down and relax.
Going out doesn't have to be so extravagant. And if it's not, that doesn't mean the guy doesn't appreciate you or doesn't love being around you. And I'd say too, man, if he's taking...
This is not like Christian dating advice. This is just general stuff that sometimes it's true and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes there's nuance and sometimes there isn't. But if I ask you to a movie, chances are that I'd probably like for you to finger me. You know, that's what it comes down to.
Wow. That came out of that. I didn't see that one coming.
Who doesn't like getting fingered in a movie theater? You tell me, Kyle.
I can't say that I fancy getting fingered in a movie theater. I can publicly come out against myself being fingered in a movie theater. I'm going to take that stand.
Yeah,
I'm going to take that stand.
And because you have said that, of course, I would not. I would seek. I would seek a change in that before trying to suggest such a thing. You have withdrawn your consent, and obviously that's going to be respected, but I encourage you to think through it before we go see Avengers together.
I'm thinking through it very carefully.
Okay. All right, good.
Taking you out to a movie every single time you all go out, whereas there's not a lot of communication, then at that point, I think bringing up that conversation will be important. Maybe he's just not aware of that, and that will be something important to bring up. Or maybe it's something more.
There's a place for depth, the deep questions, but then there's also a place to just enjoy each other's company. Don't feel...
And
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, those recurring, this isn't the worst in the world yet. That recurring concept of like going on the same date over and over again, a lot of times that has to do with the one individual just being really nervous, seeing something that seemed to kind of work and immediately finding comfort in that and going with the taking no chances from there forward. What?
I'm sorry. Somebody in the chat said, please don't do that. I work at a movie theater. I don't want to have to deal with that. I assume they're talking about the fingering in a theater.
listen to
what
you who works at the movie theater.
I'm not even touching that.
You who works at the movie theater, I should let you know now that every single seat in that movie theater is tainted. Not just by me, maybe, but I have received and given many a fingering in the old movie theater.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
For the record, because I think I'm stirring some confusion, I like to refer to fingering as any form of digital sex, so hand jobs, whatever else.
No! You have to specify that because that's a completely different thing.
Oh well, digital.
Fingering,
Okay, so
a hand job is not fingering.
Well, it can be if they're good. And by the way, depending on who I'm with, I'm not opposed to them slipping fingers elsewhere. In fact, if they can figure that out, that dexterity and that situation, I'd go so far as to say it's encouraged.
The ship is off course. We are rudderless now. Mayday, mayday, mayday.
This is the greatest. This is the best season finale of yesterday's underwear.
I love how we're coming into an appropriate title, and I didn't think that was possible. Like when you said the title, I was like, well, we're going to be way off the shoot. But nope, we're lining up just fine with that title.
In my head, so I do this thing where whenever people are talking, and I think other people with anxiety will know exactly what I'm talking about, but I do this thing where while people are talking, as they say their sentence, my brain will complete their sentence in a bunch of different ways to try and sort of be prepared for a response. And it's kind of part of your fight or flight reflex, and it's something with anxiety. But as you said, I love that we're coming. I completed that in my head with into yesterday's underwear. Because I had just said yesterday's underwear, then you started with So anyway, just a little.
So people in the live chat that are saying demonetized. We were demonetized before we even started. Like when the timer went up, we were demonetized. We're well aware of that.
There's a list at YouTube of instant demonetization, and it goes like racial slurs, bigotry, anything. Any kind of like documentary about anatomy, anything with Kyle and Jimmy in the title, and then the rest is all nuanced.
It's over. It's over.
Yep.
I feel like you have to go really deep. Right. Good balance. Yeah, exactly.
There's balance, man.
Equilibrium.
There's balance to everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up, Michael. That was a good one. I didn't know what your Christian guys wish the girls knew is that guys really appreciate when a girl speaks encouragement to them. It's not too sentimental or gushy. I love when Morgan, she encourages me in the Lord.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
This is stupid.
Encourage me in the Lord.
Yes, I think couples, I don't think it has anything to do with anything that is gendered. I think that couples should encourage each other and help each other be better people. That is what I think. By the way, I just want to say a really quick, because of the content here, I think we both owe our mods a big thank you, because things must have been much more out of hand than normal. There must have been much more to mod than normal.
My mods are just as bad as they're right up there with the content too. So they get their dick jokes in, so all that stuff too. So thank mods for being who you are.
Nothing wrong with a good dick joke here and there. I imagine that some things probably went down when I came out pro-vaccine. I'm sure both of our audience loved that.
I didn't, everybody. I think because I tackle the vaccine issue every Sunday. That's like a thing that we've been doing. They know where I stand on that, and there hasn't been any kind of pushback.
I literally put out a vaccine song on my channel. I don't know how many people have seen it. It doesn't have a ton of views, but I wrote a vaccine song. It's up there. I hope everybody sees. But yep, Jimmy is very. And when I said I'm sure my audience loved that. I know most of my audience did, but I also know a lot of people left because you don't want hepatitis A or hepatitis B, HIV or HPV. Okay.
When she says, "Paul, you are a man of God. I love the way that you pray. I love your faith. It builds me up." So like that goes both ways.
Build me up before you go. I'm already kind of bored. Let's move on to number 3.
Men love it. Yeah. It's constant relationship you're in. Because if it's not, I would reflect.
We don't speak of from
that movie we just saw.
So we say, ladies, we would love for you to know that it is important for you to encourage your significant other to be childlike. We're not saying they need to be.
What?
Okay, what's number 4?
Yeah.
Wish the girls knew. I'm gonna go here, Michael. It's a little bit risky. Ladies, we would appreciate if you would
just do it. Just tell them. Okay, just do it.
If you would accept that guys care about their looks too, and specifically, this is what.
Okay, this video is stupid.
Yeah.
If you're in favor of it, I'm in favor of switching to sort of bringing things out to a close. The number one reason being, I am apparently starting to have connection issues, so we probably only have a few minutes before this starts to kill, because vMix is giving me a flashing orange light a bunch anyway, and that usually means really bad things. So I'm going to actually pull up. Do you have more super chats you want to run through? We will switch to the portion of the program where we read our super chats out. Oftentimes this leads to really great conversation, so I understand some people take that moment to decide to leave. I recommend you don't leave, but it's not gonna. I'm not gonna yell at anyone or anything if you do leave. But pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Let's see.
This has been fun, and not because of Paul and his friends' videos, but we should have stayed on the shitty music.
That was, oh man. No, and by the way, I wasn't saying, I still listen to a lot of the old music. Let me tell you, I still listen to actually quite a bit of Green Day. Catherine Diaz said, call it Jimmy and Kyle's Thunderdome. Yeah, we talked about that. Paige Martin, robot eyes so I can see like Legolas. Yes, that would be amazing. Paige, what do your robot eyes see? They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Okay. Oscar Lopez, I heard nothing about the vote, and I would love to be a cyborg. Yes, and the vote is happening over on Twitter. Let's see if that's updated at all. How many votes we're up to? We are up to 688 votes, with 41% of people saying they would replace an organ.
Boom.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. Leah or Leah Bryan, probably Leah. Leah Bryan, I voted for yes. Many things would be changed. Yeah, me too. Seriously, just pop my brain in a cyborg body. Nerdy Ninja Temptress, with my chronic pain in a heartbeat, yes. I'd need a full limb replacement, maybe a full nervous system transplant to fibro sucks, referring to fibromyalgia. Yeah, I feel for you. First thing I would replace is my colon. Second thing would be my right leg. I broke it some years ago. It already has a big old rod in it, and it to this day causes me pain and issues. Paige Martin, a new spine would be great too. The human spine is a train wreck. It is. I mean, it's both intricate and beautiful, and it does all these amazing things, and it is the highway through which your nerves operate. The human spine is truly remarkable and terrible at the same time. Robot Ivory. Robot penises for Lance Ivory was saying robot penises for trans guys. This is actually something that I look forward to in the future, is the ability to I don't even necessarily think it's going to be robotic. I think in the future you will be able to be moved to a body that is essentially your body, except they have modified your genetic code to match the body you would like to transition to. Basically the body you would have if your SRY gene had never activated, or obviously vice versa. That would be for a male to female. For those who don't know, I referred to last night as the SRY gene being the thing that basically it's the gene that's like, do you have a dick or nah? But it does do a little bit more. It is the gene that in your embryonic development, basically begins the development of a person being sexually male. And so a person who could actually go into, if they might still like to be themselves with their body, but their version of their body without that having ever happened, or that having happened if it didn't happen for you. I think that's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be brilliant. And I think that the ability to transition for trans people is going to be wonderful for people in the future. It's going to be very cool. Declan, did you have to drive during the bomb cyclone snow nightmare the other day, Mr. Atheist? Fan in Littleton, Colorado. Love you both. Declan, I did not drive during that. In fact, I did my best to sleep through it because where I was, and I believe where you were, we lost power. So I tried to just sleep through it because it was a very panic attack inducing period of time. Spencer Holmes, so Jimmy wants to be God? Well, someone should. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do some God simulations. Might be fun. Pachuca Sunrise 1? I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. It's super weird to see Paul on the left side of the screen. I'm confused and disturbed. That's right. That's usually where Morgan is. Paige Martin says, that simple plan, referring to perfect. Sorry, I can't be perfect. Amelia B, thank you very much. Catherine Knight Diaz, once an assertive, no-nonsense woman who stands up for herself and fiercely independent. NFWMB by Hosier plays Hope You Get It. I can't think of that song actually, so I don't get it, but I'll listen to the song and I get it later. Catherine also said, small, highly youthful women, almost childlike. That I don't know if that was referring to, I think that might be referring to what the ideal Christian woman looks like. I don't know when it was timed. Faina Layson, it might sound weird or creepy, but I really like women who can pour oil on my feet and wipe it off with her hair.
Oh man.
Dark Queen 0320. Yeah. Dark Queen 0320. Jimmy, are you still doing the video with the female Mormon and how she grew up in the church? Yes, that will be coming. I know it was something I promised a long time ago. Scheduling and stuff, it's just been a nightmare. It'll be after I make the transition to the office space, for sure. And then now the plan is actually to have multiple people on who were excommunicated women from the Mormon church. Rachel N. Haybraken, so glad I made it on. Thank you so much for your video on Christchurch. It was a heartbreaking day here in New Zealand. Thank you for your hard work. Also, the last name is said Habraken. Rachel N. Habraken. C-Squib, big but closeted gay boy hours. Faina says, he looks and seems more relaxed with him than with Morgan. I think I know what you're hinting at there. Rachel again, here's an extra 5 for making a video that's going to cheer me up today. I'm really glad we can cheer you up. Crystal says, you are both amazing. Also, Jimmy, my name is spelled wrong in your patron list, but that is okay. I will make a note and fix that. If you can actually send me a DM on Patreon, that will help because it'll also help me figure out what tier you're on. So just shoot me a DM on Patreon if you don't mind. Adelaide, Jimmy, you should join the Facebook group called Stop Mandatory Vaccines. Just read the post. It's so ridiculous and really angering. I will likely do that. I feel like I'm going to be really pissed off, but that might make a good episode. Catherine, no, you go to Moe's for a first date. Catherine wants to go to Moe's. I've never been to Moe's.
Don't go to Moe's.
Okay. Pachuca Sunrise 1. I'll go to Chipotle with you, Land Daddy. Lauren Kirkbride says, take my money and take Paul out to Chipotle. Paul, if you want to go to Chipotle, you and me can figure this out. We'll really just dig in. We'll bang this thing out and we'll figure out what's really going on. Yasmin Morehouse, are you single, Mr. Atheist? I am, but it's kind of like with an asterisk. I'm one of those people who often say like I'm married to my work because that's pretty well the case. I don't really do relationships well. I did have somebody rather special up until rather recently, and we just decided with distance and stuff that it wouldn't work. Kelsey Marie, Jimmy is a top, #exposed. It actually very much depends. I would say I'm more of a versatile, I think is the phrase. I like to switch. Oscar Lopez, this is getting hot and weird. Well, that's what we do. That's yesterday's underwear. That's what the show Yesterday's Underwear is about. That's our tagline. Yesterday's Underwear. This is getting hot and weird. That's on the billboards. Annalise Koski-Niemi. You should check out Carnival Sky Machine. I shall do that. I actually think I've heard of Carnival already, but I could be thinking of... No, I'm thinking of Postmodern Jukebox. Catherine says, to be honest, just the idea of exhibitionism and voyeurism gives me great anxiety, which movie theater fingering is. Sorry, fear of being caught is too extreme. Yes, Catherine, I totally understand that. And here's what's amazing. There are these movie theaters out there that aren't normal movie theaters. We have a few of them in Denver. Instead of it being like where you're sitting in chairs, they actually have like a series of couches and love seats that are meant for you to come with a person to recline back in with a blanket and you cover yourself. Just saying. Anyway, Faina says, I like how you openly talk about sex. Sexual positivity is awesome and should be encouraged. I think you're doing great work and setting an example. I also hope that people can have more open conversations about sex positivity, that boundaries in general will be respected well too, because there are definitely going to be people who don't want to have those conversations even after society becomes more open. So I hope that sex positivity in people like myself who want to talk about it, who have a high libido, take a shot, that can happen, but also that people who are, say, asexual, and if those asexual people don't want to talk about it, that be respected. That's not a given. I know a few asexual people who enjoy talking about sex just as much as I do. We're both sort of fascinated by it. Kenzie Caro, why do I get the feeling Morgan talks dirty Jesus to Paul in bed? Behold, the resurrection. Catherine says, hey, been making really good money and about to get a $50 Steam refund. Ubisoft sucks ass. So that's why so many super chats. Hope this helps with the studio. Everything helps, and I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm honored that you would want to take your money and invest in this channel and spend it on me. It seriously is very, very amazing. Wasteland Baby, on the subject of robot peni, there's an organization called Transthetics that is developing bionic penises. That is amazing. And then Vandy004, you are going to love this, Kyle. Vandy, first of all, being friends of both of us. Vandy004.
Oh, God.
Coming to a theater near you, 2 knuckles deep.
Ha! That's actually funny, Vandy.
It is. If only he had spelled coming differently. And then finally, Bird Mother says, I work in a hospital and have seen people who have survived polio before the vaccine, loss of limb function, and, I know how to say this, encephalitis are not fun. Please vaccinate. Absolutely. Vaccinate, people. It's the right thing to do.
Amen.
I think this was a really good season finale.
I think it was too. I think it was the best, given the name, the best in each other's underwear we could do.
Well, to the audience, thank you for joining. I am Jake Tapper That Ass.
And I am Carlson. Oh man,
Fucker Carlson.
What's his name? Yeah, Fucker Carlson. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's been so long since we've done that.
Any final words?
Yeah. Join us starting in 3 minutes with Jeff Holiday and Katie Paulson. We'll be talking about the anti-vax issue in depth, and maybe Russian Vids will stop by to defend the anti-vax position. We'll see.
Last minute super chat here. Kaylin Book says, trans woman who escaped AOG, I appreciate your voice. I appreciate you, and yeah. That's not ever easy. So you are welcome here. This community is for you. Thank you all for watching. And on behalf of Fucker Carlson and myself, Jake Tapper Dead Ass, have a wonderful night. Beta!
Amazing.